Hey, how you doing? This is Kitch, and you are watching me play Factorio. We're launching a rocket here, and it's a rather significant rocket in the history of the factory, in that it is the first rocket launched from our 5th science module in this row, which means that this science area is done, complete-ish. Besides some maybe optimizations and things like that we're going to have to look at, but we're in full production mode right now on this single science facility. We know that each one of these modules is capable of producing 192 science a minute. So if we can get all 5 of these consistently running 960 science a minute, we are good to go, and we can expand this out further, and we can just see how far it goes. Yeah, so I did let a little bit of time pass, and I apologize for that. I was thinking about doing an in-betwixt episode, but pretty much all I did was sit and hang out in this train, running around the factory like a goober. Trying to look at things, trying to figure out what problems we're having, what bottlenecks we're having. If you were to ask me when the series started what problems I was going to run into, I was thinking maybe resources. I was thinking maybe things like UPS. What I was not expecting, though, was the problem we'd be having with water. It's looking to me like water may end up being our bottleneck. This train we're in right now, it's the one that goes to the last facility. This is the one with the longest trip. This is the one that we should have built first, so we could have detected this. But this train has a hard time filling up consistently and quickly and efficiently. Because of the way I designed this. And it pretty much makes it to where whenever we get back to that science facility, we're either going to be running on vapor, running on vapor when it comes to water, or we're going to be completely out. So I don't think we're going to be able to pull 960 off right now in the state this factory is in. But... let's just see. Are we out? Oh, no. Running on vapor. There was like 100 units of water left in there. And look at it. Look at it go down. It just goes down so fast. Oil, not so much. And, whenever I go back and look at the numbers and think about my thinking and planning on this, water, it was one of the ones that we have an excess amount of everything. We have an excess amount of copper being delivered, an excess amount of stone and coal and iron. Water was the one with the least amount of excess. So I should have expected this. I wasn't expecting water to do this to me. I've never worried about water ever, except for now. So I don't know. It's kind of fitting. Traffic is actually okay, surprisingly. I've seen a couple of slowdowns happen, especially like in this area as things are entering and exiting. I mean, that train's slowing down, and that was kind of a slowdown, but I mean like really big backups. There's one kind of forming right here. I don't know that it's going to be that big of a deal. I have a couple of ideas if it does turn out to be a big problem that I'm thinking about. One of them is doing kind of like we did in the last series, not the Uncut series, but the series before that, where I was doing the sushi factory, where we just make it one way and not have the crosses so they don't have a reason to slow down. Someone had suggested in the comments making our exit up top here. And I kind of like that idea, so that the trains would come in down here at the bottom, but when they exit, the exit would be out top and come in and feed that way. I'm not liking that. All right, so second rocket launch, that's looking good. We need to do some things and let some time pass and see what's going on. So let's go ahead. We'll roll the intro, and I will see you shortly. The thing about this that really bothers me the most is that we have enough water. It's not moving fast enough. And I think we're seeing a miniature version of the problem we were having at the loading station right here, in that this train car fills up really, really fast, and this one goes slow because there's like, the pump is pushing the water out, but these two tanks are trying to regulate themselves. And some of the fluid that should be going out here once this one is full is kind of bouncing back and forth between these two tanks. At least I think that is what is going on. I'm wondering if we can't make a modification to this. Let's close the station the old-fashioned way. And let's see about making a change here. Let's take this out. And let's move it over a bit. Let's see. How far can we space this? That probably needs to be right there. Can we move this one a little further? That way it appears that we can. So if we did them that far apart, that would hit both cars. All right, and let's add an additional pump here. I'm very, very train shaky for some reason. Oh, are we out of pipes? Let's see. Do I have a train that has pipes? I do. It's you. Oh, and we've got a backup here. Well, that's okay. It's only backing up. It's only backing up those things. That's fine. All right, so you are the closest. I'll want to feed you into there, and that will feed in with a pump. And you will feed with a pump. Yeah, and what I'm wanting to do here is see if I can minimize that tank regulation and actually see if that's even a thing that is. That is. I don't suppose that train has. I don't suppose that train has the. Oh, nope. Stop. Underground pipes, substations. You don't have substations. I didn't see substations. Nope, just pumps and pipe. Well, we can do regular power poles, and actually, I didn't really need those. Go back home. It's just one pump. What's one pump among friends? All right, so you filled up fast. You did not. Those should be coming out of different tanks. That tank is full. That tank is full. Why are those tanks? Okay, those tanks are full. Let's get a load of this now and see. Beat that one. Now, is it going to beat this one? Even though those tanks aren't full, it should be, all that water should be going to that, and I'm expecting you're going to win. Okay, you didn't, but you had a big head start. All right, I'm not hating this. Can we call that good enough? It'd be that, and this can move. Okay, you are coming out there. But if we do that, it will, okay, you'll feed into that one. And you will feed into that one. That doesn't need to be underground, but it already is underground, so we'll leave it underground. All right. We should have 2 of them coming in here now. Let's just see if that... that feels a lot better to me. I don't know why this one's just hanging out here. Oh, oil. Okay. Not expected, but that's okay. That works. Probably, if we are having an oil shortage, it was probably being hidden by the fact that the water was also moving out so slow. All right, but that water is moving at a much better pace. I'm much happier with that. And is it just we don't have any oil? We just don't have any oil. Do we have an oil train coming? All right, it's on the way. You're 4. You're 2. I'm gonna hang out until 5 gets here. And okay, that's 5 right there. He's gonna want to go in the north one. And we'll do a little ride along with number 5 here. And we were getting an oil train, right? Did I imagine that? Did it come already and we just sucked it out really quick? Huh. Yeah, we might need to run another one of those. I wasn't too concerned with oil because, I mean, there was like 28 left. Yeah, whenever we leave, we're always going to run out of water first. So there's always going to be a little excess oil in these tanks that we're traveling around. And that's not necessarily optimal. But not really much you can do about it unless you're running different trains. Yeah, a little bit of a slowdown here. Might look into running the exit along the top just to see. But I feel, at least as far as water and to a lesser extent oil, I feel like that's moving a lot better. And let's see where we're at. All right, there was like 900 water left. Okay, at least that's it's not quite water vapor. It's maybe condensation. We're running on condensation, not water vapor there. Much better. And some questions in the comments, maybe on the fluid and what it is that I'm doing here. I had a video a while ago where I was kind of explaining what was going on here. And I don't remember right now what got on the recording and what didn't. So what I did here and why this is improving a lot. Well, not only are we sending more, we're sending 2 pumps. I mean, that's going to help a little bit. But, and it may be more that than it is the regulation now that I'm thinking about it. But it kind of goes back to what I was talking about in that episode where we actually have a terminal end to the, it's only one water vessel here. So there's nowhere else for the water to go in this situation other than this tank or then out into this one. In this situation, we've got these two tanks here, and they're always going to try to regulate. They want to try to even out the oil in between them. So there's always going to be oil going back and forth there. And I was thinking that maybe that was what was causing the backup on the water. But it may be just that we added the additional pump. Or it may be a little bit of both. I guess what doesn't matter is that this design works a lot better. And I'm extremely happy with it. Now, that was an oil train. Let's take a look over here. That is full. So I think we could probably put out another oil train, and I think we have enough stacker space for it. So let's do that. I do not have blueprints for the big ones, I don't believe. Oh, that's lovely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just go ahead and take that. We pulled that roboport up. Let's get that back down. Okay, and then we'll just hang out here and wait for the oil train to show up, and we'll get another oil train running. Might look into another water train. Oh, there's the oil train right there. All right, and you go out there. Probably would need to set this up to some kind of circuit network in order to see if we're gaining water or we're losing water, or if we're just basically even on water. All right, we got 4 tanks coming in here. We've got 4 tanks storage here. So we could do this if we wanted to. Let's send you on your way. You'll have a little bit of an oil shortage, but what can you do? Yeah, so they're always trying to regulate themselves, and to make both sides even of all the things, and that not only accounts between 2 tanks, but also through the pipe networks. So whenever I was saying always have a pump in and always have a pump out, where I'm going with that is the pumps break up. Or at least seem to break up. It's not entirely clear in the stuff that I'm reading that it actually does that. But that's the way that it's looking as I read it. Or as what that looks like what I'm observing. So when we put this pump on here, this tank is no longer trying to regulate with this series of pipes. And this other tank that it's connected to, the pump is breaking that up. So killing that regulation is the goal. That's what I'm hoping to accomplish with all of this. And yeah, let's turn you back on. Let's turn you off. Let's not get hit by the train. in an underground. There's actually no sense in making that an underground, but again, we will. All right, only slightly convoluted, very ugly, very messy, but it should be performing a lot better. Let's just make sure those are all lined up and working, and they are. You're staying behind, so that's an indicator that we are actually running ahead on water. Fantastic. All right, let's just check production real quick. I'm not optimistic that we're going to be at that goal. Boy, we're not even close. Let's go out an hour. Boy, that's not what I like to see at all. That jumping up and down. That could be water-related issues. We'll just have to let this, or fluid-related issues, we'll just have to let this regulate out over time and see what's going on. Let's just glance down at our stations here and see what situation we're in. Not sad here. You have a backup. You are waiting. There's not a lot of robots here in this network that I'm observing. I feel like there should be more. We should have a robot train. I know we have a robot train. Let's get you back up here, and let's see. Let's take you in here. And we'll see if we can't update the amount of robots that we have in that particular network. Now, down here, we have 700. And you at least appeared to be loading things. What's this? Huh, was that intentional? I don't think it was. I don't know that I like that. Let's take out that signal. I mean, it's sometimes a good thing to have that space back there so that when this train pulls out, we'll have one right here ready to go. But if there's an open station up there, I would much rather him pick that one. Let's throw a couple more robots in here. What do we have? 400, I think. There's 500, 600, 700. No, that's, well, 800. I don't know why we're missing 2. Let's make that an even 8. And we'll make you an even 8 too. Bitrate, video bitrate benchmarking here. We have another train coming in. We do. Now, you guys should be loading up with enough to fill up 2 trains. So the amount of waiting that we're seeing here... let's throw another couple hundred in there. Or another 100 in there. All right. Well, we'll let that run for a little while and see how that goes. Just out of curiosity, let's try it 1 minute. All right, 1 minute, we're looking good. 10 minutes. 10 minutes has jumped up a bit. Maybe it's starting to stabilize a little bit. 960 is our target. That's what we should be producing with these 5 modules. So we're getting there. It's looking like it's stabilizing a little bit. Saying 1K we're consuming right now. Which that's megabase status. So at least temporarily, we have officially done a megabase. But that's kind of big. But not as big goes. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let's see, we need to expand this solar area down here. I would like to expand this nuclear area down here, get a couple more of these reactor setups. Just out of curiosity, how's our uranium looking? Not bad. We're catching back up. I think I want to take this out and go totally with the speed moduled ones. Oh, you need a storage chest. I didn't think about that. Well, let's grab the main train and send him up this way because I need to go home anyway. Actually, I don't need to go home, but I feel like it's important to go home every now and then. Just see how things are doing there. All right, well, I'm going to go put a storage chest down in the nuclear area. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next episode. Have a good one.